What's going on YouTube? This is Chaos Rain here. This is a build update to my multimeter ice shot. Now this is just mainly, a little bit of more min-maxing. I still have the ferals for the other stuff, but we have a crafted armor made for us, as well as a crafted helm with a little bit of rarity because I was like, hey, I'm trying to get X, Y, and Z. They're like, all right, great, I got you. They did it. And so this is rarity. We have a fractured quiver here with arrow and all this other stuff, life, damage with bows, and then essence fizz. And then we have the usual suspects with crafted gloves, damage against chilled, because where ice shot we want to get as much damage as possible. And then we have a rotation set of jewels. Now in our tree, instead of before listed, we had the Oath of Winter. This is still here if we need it, but right now we have the Oath of Spring, and Oath of Spring just ends up being up to like 100% damage, more damage multiplier at the end of it, basically. Our tree looks something like this. So if you're, let me see if I can zoom out with my really bad mouse here. Come on. I need a new mouse. Well, I'll just zoom it. Just scroll around. If you guys need to see, it's our tree. If you need to see any of the specific nodes, I will be pretty soon getting an updated version of this and post the POB of that one. The POB will be given to me, as I said before. I don't use POB, and I don't really plan to. Eventually I might, but I don't really plan to. So we have Feed the Fury, martial prowess, and field of fight, because obviously bow build, and they're all on damage with bows. We have the 2% attack speed per small node here, so we're getting 4% attack speed here, and this is just giving us a ton of strength. We also have the option to overcap our lightning and fire resistances, or sorry, lightning and cold resistances, and take essentially a lot less elemental damage overall. So that is an option we have with this build. If we wanted to, we can just be super tanky, but we would lose a little bit of our survivability. We're now using Progenesis, and we have these flasks. Our gem links are Ice Shot, Ice Bite, Elemental Damage with Attacks, Crit Damage Support, Cold Pin, and Awaken Vicious Proj. Then we have Haste, Enlighten, Herald of Purity, and Hatred. Then we have a Berserk setup because our gloves do have Rage on and Hit. We have Immortal Call, Automation, and Phase Run. We are still using the same boots here. Precision, Flame Dash, Portal Gem, Herald of Ice. Then we have an automatic Tornado setup with Mana Forge Arrows, Sniper's Mark, Cast on Critical Strike, Ensnaring Arrow, Frenzy, and Tornado. The Frenzy is really good to have because even though we count as having more attack speed or more all of our frenzies, we still want to have frenzies so they can be consumed over and over again with our phase run, which will just be that much better, making us that much quicker all the time. We're still using the same ring here, still using the same amulet here, and then the rings. And then we have this bow. Bow's traded to us. Now we are probably going to get a new one mirrored eventually, because there is one higher, but we don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll see. As of now, this is, the other one's only marginally better, and this is insane as is. So as such, I have decided to, throw in a tier 17 as prep, using specifically the setup I mentioned before. I did give bosses more life because I wanted to show you, what the damage feels like, so on and so forth, and how the single target is on bosses. It is hexproof, and it has endurance charges, but it is what it is. Excuse me. Then, that being said, we also have a GMP. This is the one I bricked a while ago. I'm not selling it. I'm just going to level up to 20 and probably keep it. I don't really care about the increased proj. I have a lot of increased proj in my build. So let's just go ahead and pop 17 in. Right now we're currently doing map farming. This is why it's 150% maps along with all these. Our atlas tree is the standard exile atlas tree with rituals, map effect, shrines, rituals, sorry, exiles here, ritual chance. Our ritual chance is 100%, more map effect, more shrines, and then a couple in quantity. I'm only missing one of the quantity nodes. Alright, I believe I am using blue altars here, so I will have blue altars as an option. But let's go ahead and give you a T17 showcase. These aren't gigantified exiles, but all of them are possessed, so I might get like one shot off screen if I'm unlucky. Excuse me. A little bit under the weather, I apologize. That's partially why I haven't recorded or posted videos. Just give me a second. I do lag a little bit when I'm first loading up the game. So gotta kind of get over that lag. And as you can see, I don't really have any issues killing anything. They're just all dying off screen. When it comes to exiles, you do have to be careful, especially when they're juiced on 17s. But I don't need the freeze necessarily. That's why I switched my scarabs. And the freeze is good. It's good to have. It's good safety, defensive layers. But when you're doing as much damage as I am, doing more damage just makes the exiles not even an existence in your life. They just die. And we are farming 8 modded maps mainly because I went through like over 400 chisels and only managed to roll like 20 or so 8 modded maps. And all of the maps that weren't 8 modded were drastically lower in all the stats I want, specifically pack size and quantity rarity, than they were anything else. Only downside with randomly rolling 8 modded maps, I guess it's about the same anyway. But the biggest downside, I guess you can call it, is the fact that, you will have a bunch of maps you can't run, especially on a build like mine. I am not reflect immune, though I can be. If I'm doing quality of life, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna put on reflect immune, but I don't really care. I'd just rather not run the reflect maps and not worry about it. It's not really a big deal for me to skip out on reflect maps. I have that choice, so why not? Looks like we have a boss here. Oh, sorry, we had a boss here. Like I said, we're running shrines, so we have a lot of shrines, and one of the things that we look for is acceleration. So let's just go ahead and take advantage of that. Oh boy, that was close. I don't really care about Promenade. Funny story, I found my first headhunter on Promenade on console. It was interesting. It was at the end, like the last 4 days of the league, and it was like, oh well, at least I got one. So when I first was pretty newish to the game and hadn't played with Headhunter yet. Just like that, 3 more maps. None of them are toxic sewers, go figure. I don't know where the boss is. Yeah, there he is. Alright, so I'm just going to drop a portal on the outside in case I die. Since we have acceleration, I'm pretty sure I just win instantly here. Okay. And that is the T17 boss. As I said before, T17 boss had increased max life and all kinds of other stuff with increased map effect. So overall, the boss's life, if I look here, let's see, the boss's life is plus 65% increased life, which is a lot. Plus he has endurance charges, so he takes less damage and has res, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's pretty much the current bow build in a nutshell. And I will be posting the updated variant relatively soon. I don't know how many more times I'm going to update the bow build. I actually have the finished variant of my Wander, so stay tuned for that. I will be posting my Wander relatively soon. It is haunted and all that other stuff, and it is a pretty seamless and simple transition between the two. So I'm more than stoked to be sharing that because it was a lot of fun to play when I was playing it yesterday. And once I finish this variant and post an update, I will share that with you guys too. I'm not doing the rituals in these maps specifically because my rituals are pretty dookie. They're usually they're not juiced or anything. I'm not running ritual as ritual. I'm only running it to respawn and capture exiles, and because we're not running the exiles right now, we're just farming for maps, which you don't really need a specific strategy to farm for maps. We're just pretty much, throwing everything away, so. Ah, there's a Kosis, huh? Does Kosis just kill me? No, Kosis just dies. Goodbye, Kosis. And, yep, that is that. Now, I could put an extra point and do point blank. Point blank would give me a pretty huge DPS increase, 30% more, and it's a more on top of all the other multipliers. But like, you saw my damage versus a boss with 4 max life, it's not going to really matter. Sure, when I'm running exiles it'll matter, but if I'm running exiles, like, the map boss is, that's usually the least of my worries. It's always the exiles. Some of the exiles are really rippy if I'm not off-screen freezing them and then approaching them slowly. And especially the bow ones. The bow ones can just snipe you when you can't even see them. So just off-screening them before they off-screen you is usually the way to go. Well, that's the map. That's the my T17 fortress for you. And just so I can show you a little bit about the other bit of my farm, I am doing glaciers. Excuse me. I am rotating between glaciers and what was the one's toxic sewer here, because literally, like I said, I'm running exiles, and because I want to be running as many exiles as possible, I just just want them to be captured over and over again, and just want to keep going, zoom zoom, kill them, get gold. Um, I already deposited, but I had over 1,000,000 gold before this video, so it's a pretty frequent occurrence when you're doing this strat. Exiles are pretty OP this league, and I love it. Um, that being said, I'm probably going to keep farming for toxic sewers until my tab is full, so I'll be doing all my glaciers, all my other maps that are not toxic sewers, and once that's done, that's done. So, yeah, let's do this map real quick, and I will get you a showcase. No maps are dropping. That's kind of savage. Oh, we died. Unfortunately, it's just sometimes you don't get any maps. But, yeah, let's just burst through this real quick. Alright, we'll take the acceleration. Another big reason I decided to stay on shrines is because shrines have not only the defensive and offensive ones. If you take the quant nodes for the quant shrines, you can just literally, it's not a whole lot more quant rarity, but it's enough. You can definitely feel the difference whenever you're not on a quant and are on a quant. Gold stacks feel a lot larger, so on and so forth. It's pretty good setup. As you see, we have 3 shrines that we don't even need to take because this is our list of shrines. kill all the goats before they even move. Boss is going to come in. Let's go ahead and pre-fire it, load up my thing, and it's dead. Now I could take far shot as well, but that would require a little bit of investment. Either way, point blank far shot doesn't really matter. I'm not doing either, and this is my damage, so, you know, it is what it is. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy my build update. I will be posting a second video because I was late on today, just as a, you know, just a, hey, sorry, apologies, but yeah, it is what it is, right? And as always, take it easy, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one.